speed on your daily ride through the highways and byways of the Metro on 103.5.
K-Light.
And good morning to you. Welcome to the maiden voyage of On Track. My name is Koji, and with me, of course, we got...
Hey, my name is Neil. Wow, this is it.
This is it.
This is it.
We're on. All right.
Cast
okay.
off.
All right. This show is all about motoring, everything automotive, everything on the road, everything with 2, 4, 6, 10. How many wheels you got?
18.
18.
What he said.
It's up to you guys, all right? Okay, thank you very much for having us, by the way. Very busy morning. Syempre, matraffic sa labas.
That's right, and just as busy as the auto industry itself. We've got some guests who we'll be talking to later on, our friends from Repsol Philippines. And right before that, actually, we'll be talking about some of the newest cars that are on the streets of the Metro and a lot of more cool stuff, actually.
All right, and if you are online, please check us out. We're on Facebook. It's 1035 K-Light on Facebook, and of course www.klight1035.com.ph. Check us out online.
Yes.
Watch out for a stream.
We're live.
We're live right here, and we got some more coming up for you. Also, we got the traffic update in just a bit, so watch out for that.
I gotta do traffic today?
You got to do traffic.
All right, okay,
All
I
right,
can do that.
okay. Thanks a lot for having us, by the way, in the background.
Woohoo.
We got more coming for you right now. Here's a little something for you from, let's play a little Starship. What do you say?
What is this? Is this my favorite? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! All right.
Getting on with more. Here's a little something. It's Past Forward, by the way. Best of the 80s playing for you all day today on a Wednesday right here. All hits, all light. This is 103.5 K-Light.
K-Light.
And you are listening to On Track, and you've got Koji, of course, and Neil joining you this morning. It is a fantastic Wednesday. What's on that about it?
Hey, I'm good. It's great to be on air again.
That's good. That's good.
It's good to be on with you, man. I mean, the last time we were in the same room behind a microphone together was
about
couple of a decade ago.
Yeah, about a decade ago. There you go. All right, we got more coming your way. Of course, this is On Track. It's in case you're listening in, you first tuned in. This is K-Light's exclusive motoring show,
Yes.
which of course is airing live over 103.5 K-Light. And of course, it's all about motoring. It's all about everything on wheels. If you're on the road, ingat lang po sa biyahe. And of course, traffic is everywhere. Di ba?
It is, and we'll be if you don't have Waze, we'll give you a bit of a traffic report later. And I'm sorry that sound was coming from my laptop. I was
It's
wondering
okay.
why can I hear myself?
There you go. All right.
Anyway, so don't go anywhere. We're going to
Yep.
be here until about 9 o'clock, and we're going to be talking about cars, some of the new cars that were launched. So we'll fill you in about stuff you should know.
Exactly. All right. And of course, speaking of stuff to do, okay, why don't you give us a quick view over what's happening?
Oh,
right
we're
now?
doing that now. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that right now. Here we go.
Okay, so new cars that are out on the road right now, recently launched from one of the China brands that have made their way into the Philippines. GAC is their crossover SUV, and it looks really, really good. It's the GS3 M Zoom.
Wow.
Yeah, it's powered by a 1.5 turbocharged gas engine, and you've got a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Now this all in all puts out 174 horsepower with 270 newton meters of torque, and for an SUV, it's actually quite affordable. And that's one of the things about the China brands that are in the country now. They're giving everyone they're fighting presyohan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the base unit for this starts at around 998,000.
So relatively very affordable.
Very
for the,
affordable,
for the
especially if
ordinary
you're
guy.
doing the whole financing thing, right?
Nice, nice.
And it tops out at 1.198, which is not bad. Now, you've got the top of the line. You're going to be hearing this a lot. It's called the Advanced Driver Assist System, or ADAS.
What's
and
that?
This is like adaptive cruise control, parking sensors, reverse cameras. It's Advanced Driver Assist. So for those of you who just learned to drive recent, not like Tito Koji and myself have been driving since before internet. This really lets you know it does autonomous braking, high beam assist, lane keep assist. So if you're feeling a bit sleepy, like on the highway, and you start to drift, it will alert you. If there are visible lines on the road, the car can see it,
Okay.
and it will alert you if you're starting to drift.
All right. So it will actually sense if you're
And it
outside the
will,
lane.
yeah, and it'll either jiggle the steering wheel or have an audible alert.
Parang gigisingin ka. Uy, gising! Parang, uy, gising ko na. Uy, ano ba?
Kain mo na. So that's GAC. It's called the GS3 M Zoom. Check it out on their website. The next one, this is a pretty big model. For those of you Toyota fans, Toyota just came out with the Zenix Hybrid.
Okay.
Now, for those of you wondering what the Zenix is, it's a 7-seat MPV. It's actually another kind of Innova, but I heard from the guys at Toyota that for those of you who love the Innova, current one, they're not getting rid of that. But this is just a new model added to their lineup. And it's a full hybrid, which means you've got the best of the internal combustion engine and a battery operated motor.
Okay.
And the best thing about having a hybrid is wala kang coding.
Walang coding.
Walang
talaga.
coding for 5 years.
Safe na safe ka.
Safe na
On the
safe
road.
ka. If the traffic enforcers see you, kakamutan ka lang ng ulo.
Okay.
Now, it's available in 2 variants, the Q Hybrid and the gasoline V variant. And it's also got ADAS, the Toyota Safety Sense, pre-collision, automatic high beam. Automatic high beam is pag may kasalubong ka and you're on high beam, it will dip your lights for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So,
very-
it senses the car ahead of you.
Parang that's a pet peeve of mine. Every time you're on the road, especially at night, may kasalubong ka, lalo
Yeah.
na pag highway yan, very dark highway, mga
Lalo na pag tinted yung windshield,
Yes.
di ba? If you're gonna tint your windshield,
naka-bright yung kasalubong
kasi
mo.
hindi ka nakikita.
Yun.
Anyway, so the Q Hybrid, the Zenix Q Hybrid is priced a little bit steep, but I guess if you look at it in terms of the rest of the market, it's at 1.9 million. It's a bit high, but if you look at all your other alternatives and what you get in return for having a hybrid, mas matipid, walang coding, it's not that bad. But if you want to opt for the gasoline version, it's only 1.6.
Wow.
Kala mo may pera.
No, well, yeah, well, like you mentioned a while ago, if you're doing a plan, like a car
Yeah,
plan thing,
if you're doing a car plan or financing,
Kasha.
it's actually not so
Yeah,
bad.
it's
Yeah.
good.
Now, Toyota last week also just launched their little hatchback. It's an all-new Toyota Wigo. For those of you who want to get your first car, or maybe you know your child's graduating, you want to give them a car, or you just want another car, they've come out with a brand new Wigo. It's their little hatchback powered by a 1-liter 12-valve little engine that's 3-cylinder only. And it's a full-on, it's a proper little hatchback that drives really well. Got to drive it on Monday, and well, it starts at 609 pesos, 609,000 pesos for a manual, and then after that, it's automatic now at 684 and tops out at 729.
wow.
So
That's
it's pretty
amazing.
good. Yeah, they had it on display at Trinoma last week, and there you go. You should check it out if you want to test drive it. You know, all these cars we talk about, go to the dealerships, test drive them.
Check 'em out.
Yeah, check them
All
out.
right. Okay. Well, all right. We're going to come back with more. Of course, we got a traffic update coming up in just a bit.
Yeah.
Plus, special guests in the booth. We got our friends from Repsol who will be joining us in just a bit. We'll be talking to them, of course, about that fantastic lubricant.
Yeah,
called
you know what? If you're
Repsol,
looking,
yeah.
if you're watching us on live, we've got all these bottles surrounding us. and
Yes.
we're having a taste test later on.
There
No,
you
we're
go.
not. But we're going to be talking about the fuels, the lubes of Repsol, and you know what makes them different from the rest.
All right. Okay. We'll come back to that in just a bit. Meantime, we got more music coming away. It is, of course, Fast Forward happening right now. We got Men in Work, 1983 music on a Wednesday. You're listening to On Track right here on a station that gives you all hits, all light. This is 103.5 K Light. On track, you got Koji, of course, and of course Neil joining you this morning. Good morning, and of course we got a traffic report happening right now.
Yes, some public service for those of you on the roads of the metro right now. Let's have a look at what's going on. EDSA, for those of you in the vicinity of Star Mall where we're located, the northbound lane of EDSA is pretty tight at this time from about Pioneer all the way to, all the way past Ortigas to about Robinson's Galleria, and that's where it eases up. Those of you headed north, however, will find things are starting to tighten up on the southbound lane coming past PGA cars on the way to the Ortigas flyover. The Ortigas flyover is also moving in slow motion as you make your way to Meralco. Those of you on Shaw Boulevard will find things are pretty tight in that area. Also, those of you headed west will find things tight as you approach EDSA. And those of you headed east going towards Pasig will find things also jammed up as you cross. And that's our traffic report for this time.
Alrighty, okay. Okay. Right now it is exactly 8:30 in the morning, and we have some special guests, of course, inside the booth. And, of course, we are very excited about this. This is, of course, all about keeping your motors, your engines running safely and, of course, effectively. And, of course, you can't do that. Engines, of course, basically you need oil. You need lubricants for engines. Right. And, of course, with us today, our very special guests are from Repsol. Let's introduce them one by one, please. All right. First of all, we got the GTO Trading Corporation Sales Manager, Mr. Julman Uy. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, OG. Congrats on your show.
Thank you.
Good morning to all the motorists out there. Drive safely.
All right. Good morning to you, sir. And of course, with Julman is Mr. Benjamin Wong, the Repsol Head of Sales Manager. Good morning, sir.
Thank you, Koji and you. Appreciate it. Thank you for letting me come in.
Right.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate very much that you're here, sir. All right. Thank you very much. And of course, the rose among the thorns. We have to do this with much fanfare because this is the piece de resistance, of course. We have our Repsol Philippines Sales and Marketing Manager, the very lovely, the very beautiful Miss Darlene Valenzona. Good morning, Darlene.
Thank you so much, DJ Koji and DJ Neil.
Good
I'm
morning.
a fan.
Good morning.
So thank you for having us in your first ever episode for On Track.
Thank you very
It's a
much.
privilege to have you guys as our first
Thank
guest.
you so much.
There you
Awesome.
go. All
All right. So we know that lubes is pretty much the most basic maintenance item on your car, and oils and other fluids are the lifeblood of your car. And you know what? It can spell the difference between your car breaking down after maybe tens of kilometers and lasting over 100,000, 200,000 kilometers. And we've seen it.
Yep.
With proper oil changes and the proper lube, your car can last a long, long time.
That's right.
And with so many oils on the market, so many brands, so many lubes, Repsol is one of those players that just stands out. And guys, tell us a little bit about Repsol. Tell us a little bit about what makes you different from everyone else, and what's the country of origin?
Thank you for the question, Neil. That's a very important question. So Repsol itself is a multinational Spanish company from Spain.
Wow.
And lubricants is one of the division that we have within the company. And we strive for sustainability. We strive for the better environment, a better world for the future. So the important thing is, the keyword here is being carbon neutral in the future. So right now we are trying to strive for that. And for most of our products, like you already said, it's the heartbeat of the engine.
Right.
It's the heartbeat of the car, of the vehicle. And the element of the engine oil is so important. And choosing an oil, a product that has the right specifications, right quality levels is incredibly important for your ride in the long run. Yeah, thank you.
It's essential for that. All right. Okay. All right. Of course. Tell us what makes Repsol different from all the other. Of course, there are half a dozen or more lubricants out there. What makes Repsol so different?
So Repsol complies with the latest standards, and then they work closely with the engine manufacturers. Wow. So you cannot just invent an oil
Correct.
without without any relation to anything. Like I was listening to Neil. He was introducing a lot of different car brands. Repsol has a very strong presence in China with the OEMs. So like increasingly the Philippine market is being inundated with all of these China vehicles. Okay, and I've seen them come up from when they started up to now. The quality is really catching up.
Yes.
Okay, so but continually the European engines and the Japanese engines are also being upgraded. So they're becoming smaller with more horsepower, and they're getting turbocharged to compensate for the smaller or
Yes, for
fewer
the
cylinders
smaller
and smaller
displacements,
engine.
yeah.
Everything's going
So
small.
the only barrier between destruction and efficiency is your oil. So yeah, let's keep it clean. Let's buy the quality oil that is a global standard.
Wow, that's very good. All right.
So interesting. So you essentially lubricant companies build a relationship, like you said, with car
yes.
manufacturers, so that you can build you can formulate lubricants to the specs of their engines.
Yes.
Now, what about for those listeners of ours who drive older cars? What are the benefits of switching to for example, Repsol? And you've got, of course, we know that there's a mineral oil, semi-synthetic, and synthetic. If they were to switch to Repsol, what kind of benefits could they get from for slightly older car? Kunyari yung mga tito who drive mga
There are a lot of
90s
tito.
cars,
Okay.
di ba?
This is a very interesting statistic. USA did some studies, and they say that Filipinos keep their car for 15 years. So
That
they
is
keep
true,
it for
yeah.
15 years and then they dispose of it. So it probably goes to Africa or somewhere. The average age of the Philippine vehicles is 8 years. So dumadami na yung bago. Okay? So oils usually are blended to be backward compatible, right?
It is. That's right.
And then there's this myth that if you use mineral oil, you cannot switch to
Synthetic.
That's not true. So there's a plethora of videos on YouTube that disprove this claim. What if your old engine reacts to something? There's probably a mechanical defect. So let us fix the mechanical defect, put the engine back to its normal operating standard or condition, and then use the right oil or use the upgraded oil. That should be fine.
There you go. How important is using the right oil for your engine?
Oh, for example, in the Philippines, there's lots of brands being sold. Some are just backyard blending, So, like the special components, like the EGR, that you can explain how the oil is necessary for certain car components.
So an engine oil is not just a oil by its own. So it's compiled by a base oil and also additives. So the additive package plays a major part. And this is a formulation that was is not being shared openly with all the other players. And so that creates a fuel efficiency, it creates an anti-wear within your engine, it protects your engine in the long run, it lasts a longer mileage. It plays a very big part in your whole engine. And like I said again, the engine is the heart of the car. So you should do your best to protect it as much as possible.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, if you love your car, you have to give it the best. And of
Yes.
course, it starts with your engine oil. It starts with your lubricants. What you put in your car basically reflects on how you take care of your car.
That's true, and if you want your car to last a long time, you should follow the PMS schedule,
PMS
right?
schedule,
But
yes.
there's
Wait a
this
minute. What is PMS?
Preventive maintenance.
preventive
There you go.
maintenance
All right.
schedule. But there's also this thing going around that if you change from mineral to synthetic, can you double your like if you're using an older car instead of
Okay.
every 5,000? Can
Okay.
you shed some light on that?
During the early years, 10 years ago, it could be applicable to those kinds of vehicles. The ones that are not turbocharged, not natural aspirated, have a big oil sump. But because engines are becoming smaller, if you read the manual of a Toyota Race, I own one.
Right.
So, as a responsible car owner, the first thing you do when you get your new car is not to go to the accessory shop and fill it with goodies. The first thing you do is open your manual, drink your coffee, and read through it.
Read through it. That's
Okay.
right. A lot of people skip that stage.
Yes.
You know, the car manuals are getting a lot thicker these days.
When you open to the last part, that's where usually the periodic maintenance table is. So it will tell you what to do every 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 kilometers. Okay, so Toyota, for example, can I mention that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The Toyota Race, 3-cylinder, 1.2 liter engine, 3.8 liter oil capacity. They recommend a 5W30 or a 0W20 oil. Okay? And the change oil interval is every 5,000.
Yes.
So even if it's a synthetic, change oil every 5,000 because
Still
that's what
follow the no.
just follow them. Because the engine is smaller, you have to process the dirt, you have to and the filters.
Filters are also getting smaller
Yes,
too.
and then they're paper filters. So
Yeah.
a paper element won't really last long. So if you extend it to 10,000 kilometers, maybe at the very least change your filter. And then
That's good
put
advice.
the same quantity of oil that you lost.
I guess for people who drive older cars, ganun din, no? You
Yes,
know,
yes.
if you want to stretch it, then you make sure that
Yes.
You change your filter at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
In
All right.
between.
I got a question for Ben. Okay. Since, of course, you come from the home office in Singapore, how do you perceive the Philippine market?
I think the Philippine market is a consistent market that is growing year on year, without a doubt, since the past 2-3 decades. And population's growing, vehicle ownership is growing, there's a middle class emerging. So it's a market we definitely want to be in for the next coming few decades.
That's fantastic. Okay. Also, are there any special formulations Repsol Lubricants is coming up with for, like, of course, every country has a different climate, has different conditions, road conditions, and everything. Is Repsol coming up with something, or does Repsol have something for the Philippine market particularly?
So importantly, our formulations are based on spec from the manufacturers. So that's one thing we qualify for. We also have a global standard, API, ASEA, according to that. And so we already meet spec in the first place. The second thing would be viscosity of the oils. Not many people talk about the viscosities. So it's a strange number you see on the bottle.
The ratings you see on front. Yeah.
020, 540, those matters because that is where the climate question comes in. So tropical climates definitely have, you can use up the higher viscosity, which is a great thing. And for the W means winter. So in the cold countries, cold climates, they can use the same engine oil too. So with a multi-grade viscosity, is applicable to any type of climate.
That's
But of course,
fantastic. Wow.
the sacred thing is that look at your manual and see the recommendation of the engine oil.
It all starts with the manual. So,
Yes.
folks, check out your manual.
Learn to read.
It's in the glove compartment. It's that little booklet thing, usually bounded in leather. You usually buy it for new cars, even second-hand cars. If you buy a second-hand car, usually the previous owner is nice enough to leave it in
doesn't
there.
just take space in your glove compartment. You're supposed
exactly. All right.
Wait,
okay.
one
Yeah.
quick question
Yeah,
though.
go.
What happens if you use diesel oil in a gasoline engine or gasoline oil in a diesel engine? It's a stupid question, but it can happen.
So the additive package between the both product, diesel and gasoline, is the package is different. So the first thing, that's one thing to be concerned of. Even we talk about besides that, like motorcycle oils. Can you use a gasoline car engine oil to be used in your motorcycle? No. There are some additive package like friction modifiers, or it's not meant for the motorcycle. So we have to be really careful with that. Like I will say again, it is sacred. Go back to the manual. Look at the spec there, what is recommended. There's a reason why the spec exists, why there's ASEA, there's API, there's MB, there's MA for the motorcycle. There's a spec for that because the additive package in a lubricant reflects to that spec. It's not gonna hurt in the short run, but it's gonna hurt in the long run.
Right. So the wear will be different
It
on
will
the
be completely
internals.
different. Yes.
There you go. All right. Okay. What's next for the brand, for Repsol?
What are you guys up to?
I think importantly for us is that, like I mentioned earlier, we strive for sustainability, carbon neutral. So that reflects in our packaging, that reflects in our new looks, that reflects in our company as a whole. So in the long run, we hope that the consumers would know that when choosing a product or solution for their engine, they will look at it far more than the cost factor. They will look at more of specs. They will look at, oh, they're doing good for the world. And that's what we hope we can achieve in the long run. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
What is Repsol's view about the EVs, the electric vehicles?
Yeah.
That's a very good question. I think in EV we need to narrow down what does an EV mean, because EV could mean hybrid.
The hybrids.
A hybrid. It could mean a plug-in hybrid. It could mean just a pure hybrid, or it could mean a pure EV. So a pure EV would mean there's no internal combustion engine, and that actually is a bad business for us, bad news for us. But a pure EV still uses some fluids,
Yes.
like radiant coolant. They also use some other fluids for the EV, greases, like you mentioned. But the EV market, it is coming. I think one of the biggest market right now is in China, because they have a lot of manufacturers over there. And for the Philippines, for my observation, I don't really see a lot of
I
pure
think
EVs.
you guys are safe in the Philippines.
Pure EVs, the hybrids. Well,
There are a lot more hybrids coming in,
Yeah.
which means you still have
we
to
still have
service
an
them with
existing
lubes,
market.
Yeah.
But not only that, Repsol also has industrial lubricants, not only passenger cars and motorcycle oils. So for the industrial sector, we still have a opportunity there in the Philippines.
Nice.
Yep.
Like for example, trucks. You cannot have an EV truck because the batteries will weigh
Not yet.
as
A
much
little
as
bit
the
difficult.
cargo.
Not yet. It's not.
Not yet.
That technology is a
Yeah.
bit down the line. I believe. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's great. Okay. So where can you where can you find Repsol? Of course, we're and I have an important question. Are you open to dealerships and stuff like that?
Yes,
Like-
that's my question.
There you go.
I left the technical ones to the guys.
Thank you very much, Darlene.
So the sales and marketing is for me.
There you go.
So Repsol is available majorly in automotive service centers. We also have distributors, regional distributors, so they can touch base in any of those distributors. And we are active on Facebook, Team Repsol Philippines. So they can DM us, private message us, and on our Instagram page, Repsol PH, or in TikTok also.
Wow, you're on TikTok.
Yes.
So any technical questions regarding the lubes and or other fluids that you have, they can message you on Facebook.
Yes. We're open 24/7.
And for those listeners who want to purchase their own oil before getting their own maintenance done, is it available online? Can they purchase it like?
Yes. We're available on Lazada, Shopee. We also have our own e-commerce site, gtoportal.com.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's about it. Thank you very much, Mr. Julman Uy, GTO Trading Corporation Sales Manager, Mr. Benjamin Wong, Repsol Head of Office Sales Manager, and the lovely Miss Darlene Valenzona, Repsol Philippine Sales and Marketing Manager. Thank you very much for joining us here on Track.
It was good fun geeking out with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Neil.
Thank you.
Coach.
Yeah, can we greet?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so last time when we were here, our people are asking why we didn't greet them. So I would like to say hi to our colleagues at work and to our families back home. Thank you
Hi,
so
guys.
much.
All right, thank you very
Alright,
much.
Ako na may greet din. I'd like
Yeah.
to say no. Just quick shout out to Nelda of Mitsubishi Philippines and Che. Am I allowed to say where you work now? And Joel. Hey, good morning.
Good
All
morning,
right.
you guys. All right, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for keeping us.
Thank you,
and
thank
thank you
you.
very
Thank
much
you.
to our friends from Repsol. We're going to be right back with more right here on Track. We got, of course, the traffic. We got the final part of your report
Yes.
on the cars coming out.
Yep.
And of course, more coming up right here. Don't forget, it's Fast Forward Wednesday right here on the station that plays all hits, all lights. This is 103.5.
Kate Light.